You just played you hit the intro, man. I loved it, dude.
Actually, I hit the
Alright.
outro. I'm like, "Oh, no, it did
Oh,
Freudian slip there. Sorry."
that's awesome. So how are you today? You tired because you're killing it and doing all kind of business and making dreams come true? Yeah, right?
I have to say today was a very busy day. I have been suffering from bouts of insomnia fairly recently for multiple reasons, but, yeah, like, multiple reasons are going down with my insomnia. So, I didn't go to bed till, like, 4, and then I woke up at 7:30, and I, like, looked at the clock, and I'm like, "I don't really." And this is the joy of owning your own business. I'm like, nothing's going to change in the next 40 minutes. So I went back to sleep and then I woke up again. And of course, to a lovely text message from Mike. Hey, Sia, whenever you want to create the event, love ya. And it was like sent at what, 6:40 in the morning?
Yeah. Well,
I was,
no, 7:40 because the world doesn't operate on Central. It operates on New York City time. Don't get me started. Alright. So, but yeah, so tomorrow that's gonna be me. I don't plan on waking up until I don't know what crows after the rooster. What crows at noon? That's when I'm gonna wake up. All right, maybe
dude,
7. I don't. All right.
a teen
Well, I say
rose
that.
at noon.
All right. So before we roll the intro or whatever button you want to push, right? Is I had an epiphany. See, that's a big word. I got thesaurus and I got Raquel around me, so I'm learning a lot of stuff. I'm like a broken speaking spell. It's really fun. So I had an epiphany. I was talking to my new buddy Johnny, and we were talking about, and it's funny that this show was about this subject that we were talking about just an hour ago. He's talking about the rags to riches, right? And you see a lot of live streams and podcasts, I mean, galore. And I love them where the person's talking about, I used to be poor and all of this and, struggle. And, I tried to start businesses 600 times, but failed. And we all go, wow. And I love that. But what he said was, you know what? I would really like to see like real time this guy talking as he was going through it. And I'm like, yeah, so you're talking to one of them now, like, and that's the case for our guests, our people in the audience, we're all even if we hit a level, we're still going to the next level, right? Like we decide to. So when I had a bad or rough time, you don't want to throw a hissy fit like a child, and you want to tone it in, but w- you do want people. I want people to see the real, right? The crust, the stains on the carpet. That's what we're talking about because it's not romanticized. No,
I
you
love
hear
that.
people talking, the stains on the carpet. Yeah, you hear people talking about it. It's like, ooh and ah. No, it sucks. It absolutely, it's so going from a poor or middle class mindset. So I've been through all of them. And
Right.
going from a middle class, working class mindset to a success, entrepreneur, business building, legacy living mindset is like going from a cat to a dog. It really is almost unbelievable, or to a tree. It is just insane. Oh no, it is insane. You're really becoming something totally different in a painful because we've been programmed this way. At least that's my experience and almost everybody I talk to. And so without getting too deep, that's why I was excited because the 2 ladies and guests, I mean, that's what they've done, and they just don't talk about it. They've lived life, they've done it, and they know how to remain positive and healthy,
Yes.
when it's hard. See, I mean, we're sitting here talking all day long. Just to bust out a 40-minute workout is not when you're working 15-hour days, things happen. But yet, it needs to be done, or without our health, we're really not going to have any time. So I'm excited. What do you think about it, real quick, before we roll the intro? Because I thought that was telling. This is why this show exists, to get people to see the real and the now, so you don't feel like, oh, I'll never be able to do that. You're seeing the crust.
Literally 2 seconds ago, I had just said to us all backstage, I said, it's crazy. You see us on like on here on a live stream, and it's like, oh, like, hey, and by the way, Sia's wearing makeup. You're welcome.
Oh, beautiful, man. I
Hold
was
on, hold
waiting
on, hold
for it.
on.
Oh, okay. The ham radio noise. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yeah, the ham
Yeah.
radio noise. But the other thing I was saying though was no one knows about our midnight phone calls. Like
Right.
Like, we're on the edge, whether we're positive or negative, whatever it might be, but no one knows about the, "Hey, I need help real quick, blah, blah, blah," right? Or, "Am I
Right.
overlooking or am I overthinking this?" Or, "Hey, man, I kicked some serious booty here. Look what I just did," right? No one hears all that. Or more often than not, did I just fail miserably? Like, I feel horrible. I feel like crap. I feel like lesser than. And I think, like you said, having a community, having us, understand our strengths and weaknesses. Like, you keep doing it, and I think it's hilarious, but, like, I know you need warm fuzzies and affection, that's your love language, and it's so not me, but I but
Just from you.
but I do love you in my own special way. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So again, going back to what we're talking about with today and, with our topic of being positive, being healthy, doing it practically and not like,
Yeah.
what do you call that? Those trendy diets like, oh, no, it's meditation for 4 minutes, trend,
Right.
whatever it might be,
Yeah.
So
Or
yeah.
the bull stuff. But there's secrets. Look, man, there ain't no secrets. There's just stuff you don't know yet. So let's roll the intro. I got to give Kinga a shout out, and then there's another lady I can't pronounce her name. Y'all know that. So let's roll the intro, and then I can work on pronouncing names in the audience, and we'll get going. How's this sound?
Okay, let's
Sound
do
good?
it, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you looking to grow your business and your mindset alongside a fun and awesome pack? Grab a chair and your favorite beverage and join Mike Ashebrainer, the business mechanic, and his win-win network for the Hounds of Business Happy Hour.
All right. Well, good evening. We're back. Yeah. So look, Kinga's here. Oh, look at all these people, beautiful people. So at least if the numbers are low and you're having trouble, I'm apologize. We're on YouTube as well. I'll send out a follow-up post. It's been a little quirky. People had trouble with the live streams lately, so appreciate the grace. I've been having trouble with live streams for what, 9 months? No, I'm
You're
teasing.
fine. Oh, stop it, you. But
And
I will say LinkedIn has been rather funky.
yeah,
So, yeah, for those that are able to make it, thank you. If you are having issues, then do go to the YouTube channels. It's either on Brilliant Bee Media that's live streaming or on Mike's Hounds of Business live stream channel and or Rocky's Connection Corner is also pairing the
yeah.
stream.
Lots of love. So let's dive into it because I want to get these ladies out here because everybody's feeling the pressure of these two topics. And let's just dive into it. Audience, people in the comments, man, you make this happen. This is for you. This is where CJ, Dr. Constance Leland, her Level Up Academy is starting to rub off. Hey, we have fun. We make it happen. Education doesn't have to be a bore. All right. That's what school was for, right? For most people. Um, but hey, this is supposed to be fun education edutainment, whatever it is. So, um, yeah, and see you making fun of me. All right,
No, she's actually making
who
fun
we
of
got
myself.
first?
Well,
Who
so
we got?
yes, yes, yes. So if I may, first and foremost, can we just shout out, and I already mentioned, our beautiful, illustrious Raquel.
Oh, look,
Wait,
there we go.
Raquel.
Oh, is that terrible noise? It doesn't sound like applause. It sounds like static on my. I love it.
Does it really? It
All
sounds
right.
like, well, hey, everyone in the audience, you tell us if it sounds like static or applause, and I'll get another sound graphic if it doesn't sound good. But Raquel's Connection Corner. Okay, every Saturday. It does change, just dependent on, the availability of our guests. Sometimes they're across the pond, so they're earlier in the morning, and sometimes they just want it later on in the afternoon. But you guys, it's all about connections. It is a safe space to reach out. There are a lot of fun conversations, but there's a lot of deep conversations on Raquel's show on Saturdays.
Oh,
So and it's very international folks that like log in too. So it's really, really really, if you want to meet and talk to people of other cultures, definitely check out her show because she definitely gets a huge contingency worldwide.
oh man, yeah, and who cares what the topic is? They're all good. I've never came in and went, wait, I wish I didn't see this episode. Like they're all amazing, and it's just a combination of who's the host, right? Who's the guest, and the heart of it. That's why she is an amazing pack leader, amazing person. Love her to death, balancing all the things of life. Man, so go support her. Absolutely love what she does, and she helps so many people. So uh, kudos to her. And Sia showing up on Saturday too. That's hell. If she can commit to it, I can commit to watching the thing. That's how I look at it. All righty.
So our
Who's next?
next,
We got a couple.
we got a promo. Our Tausi, our resident entrepreneur, patented,
Uh, uh, Close enough.
patent. Okay, so Everyone, I just want to say, Tausi, I have actual very deep personal, emotional connection with Janice and her hard work and her invention of the pillowcase. It's a pillowcase, guys, but what it does is actually integrates that neck support and or lumbar support region. So again, so on the back of her head there, it is great. A lot of use cases for obviously those that are, not mobile, not as mobile. So of course our elderly as well as those are again recovering from things. But also you guys think of it as travelers. You can actually how many times have you bopped your head, Mike? Like when
Oh,
you're
it
passed
it
out sleeping? Yeah, I swear to God, it works. It's amazing. Check that out. And I've just been told I'm probably gonna screw it up here, but on the beach, how many times have you rolled up the towels and all that good stuff? But I heard that's coming
oh, yeah.
soon. So Tausi, check it
Oh,
out, you guys. And not only why do I care so much about it, is this is why we won't care so much about it. Tausi pillowcase special. Okay, so you guys, QR codes. I'm a huge, huge fan of the QR codes, and definitely strongly encourage everyone to. Oh, I don't want to do the cover of the brand. Um, guys, check it out. There is a promo code for those that scan the QR code and use Hounds as your promo. I can't speak English, Mike. Help me here.
hey, words are hard, man. I'm not gonna be much of use. Hey, but so use the promo code for Hounds. Father's Day is coming up, and it was funny because I'm like, I can't believe I didn't do this already, right? So I was trying to pick it out, and so poor Janice. Janice is wonderful. I was like, So should I get the horizontal or the vertical?" And I really honestly, I didn't know. I was like, "So I have an average, above average long neck, like kind of a giraffe." And she was like, "That's not really what it means." I'm like, "Okay, so what does it mean?" So I'm gonna go with the horizontal, because I like to sit every now and then. I like to sit in front of the TV and do work, and that's where the curvature and this kind of coil. So I'm excited. I'm gonna check it out. And you all know if I don't like something, you won't hear about it again. But if I like it and I see value, I won't stop talking about it. And I already know it works because Sia did it first, because Sia the same way as I am. So Janice is a great lady, great entrepreneur, man, building this thing from the ground up from a passion from her dad. Her dad, she saw her dad in nursing home. She saw him and everybody in there, the crooked necks, and they keep adjusting it. And wow, now this product was born, and it does what it's supposed to do. And it's not just for seniors; it's for anybody to have a better quality. So love her, love her product, and we're rooting for you 1,000,000, Janice. Way to go.
100%. And excuse me. I got so excited with my Rogaine association, but yes, not only am I a Tausi cheerleader, I too use Tausi for my back. So, and like I said, my mom was in the hospital last month, and she went from being miserable. I mean, everyone knows hospital beds are not comfortable, and I gave her my Tausi, and she just lit up, and like suddenly she was like, "I can live again." So, on that note, and the
You
reason
can't
why
fake that.
and here's the thing, Mike, and I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this up and out there. And the reason why, people say like, oh, why are we so excited to promote, Janice and what she's doing at Tausi? Why do we support Raquel and so many other people's? It's largely because the community that you're building with the hounds, right? And so what I did was I think because of us and a lot of what we're doing has influenced so many others to take the leap of faith to create their own content, whether it's a live stream podcast, they want to create their own digital shorts or whatever. We're always about supporting one another. So I put together a calendar of events of all of our community and then some of my own personal friends into, again, a calendar of events. So you can go to brilliantbeanmedia.com/events and you will see the whole entire list, guys. And by all means, if you have any questions, but hit me up. All ships rise with the tide. That's why I do it.
Yeah, and that's look, yes, we have fun. Yes, we do things. Yes, we form deeper bonds and friendships. But we're about business. We do business. And matter of fact, I didn't even realize that till like everybody else realized that. This is the funny part. Like we do business. We get results and we get stuff done. No one's here. Very few people are here just to have fun. Most people want to have fun, connect with people they like, right, and make great things happen. Janice, so again, I did I did a contest, what, back in December or January. It didn't even do well, right? But that's how we met Janice. We just put it out there. And Janice was like, you're gonna see me. She commented to like everybody's repost and stuff. You gotta love it, man. It's just go out, put yourself out there. Janice is a perfect example of amazing things happening by just putting yourself out there. And here's, by the way, last thing, here's how the Hounds operates. Me, usually it's me striking like a little match in a brush fire, like a little bitty, dry patch of brush. Now I'm hearing stories from a year ago, like from last year, like all these amazing things that I didn't even know happened, like a wildfire is come out of this. So put yourself out there. Oh, we're gonna do we're gonna make the hounds more accessible. We've got more things for the hounds. Other people, dude, hang on, hold on to your hats. All I'm gonna say. All right. So we have two more things real quick because I want to make sure these folks work hard and they back us up and they do a lot of things. So this
I
ain't just
know.
some promo. This is from the heart, man. I love these people and I respect what they've done. Um,
So one last
Oh, you
thing.
you wasn't done. I mean,
I wasn't done, but that's okay. So, one last thing, guys, is as part of the community as well. Again, this is totally, again, we really strongly, firmly believe all ships rise with the tide. We do mean business. So, brilliantbeammedia.com/lighthouse community. I branded it Lighthouse just to keep on trend because I don't want people questioning what the hell does hounds mean. But most of the people on there are hounds members. So, get to know these people. They've got great bios. Their shows are all listed on there. Understand where they're coming from, where they can help you on your own journey in your career. And that's I just wanted to share that so people understood what the heck this is all about. And so, Mike, this is all pollination that we do together.
oh, tons of it, and that leads me to I guess you're gonna pull it up. Look, Trevor Van Warden. I mean, there's Donald Cohen.
Yeah,
There's well, CJ. CJ's a hound, but CJ has her own thing that just hand in glove, right? PB&J. So that's a fun thing. That's what you want. I want people like that out there connecting and cross pollinating. I mean, it's not The Walking Dead, man. I mean, we can share and have fun, and there's plenty to go around. Right? It's not like we're trying to survive the zombies or something. So, um, pull me up something. But
well, we're pulling up, as in let's pull up and let's want you to introduce some lovely ladies to us.
no, no, no. I thought I had
Oh no, oh yeah, that thing.
the
Shoot,
birthday
this
thing.
thing. Okay, talk to me, Goose.
Well, you can skip that. I thought we had the birthday thing. I had a lady send me uh belated birthday stuff. And you can't send me stuff because people send Raquel. She's so awesome. People send her stuff all the time. Me, I get a shoehorn and like some reindeer poop in my stocking, and I'm like really excited this year. So, did you did I put the graphic? I don't need the
You
graphic.
didn't, Mike. I
Um,
don't have it.
I put it in the write up. All right. It's in the write up. It says, anyway, hey, Gail Speckams. All right. Birthday promo. This lady has sent me stuff before. But she has a company. She does a lot of good stuff. But what she does is her company, that when you do awards or you're trying to find something for your clients, recognition or, some kind of token of thanks, or you have a team of people or a company that's sponsoring something when I first met her, because the only experience I had, being in my 40s, was like the real hard candy that sucked. Like, and all the like, you didn't want to. If anybody bought you something from a big like promo company, you didn't want it. Like, you didn't eat the candy, or you might feel like you're gonna die. This is actually really good. So this has shocked me. The fact that she did that made me smile. All right, and the stuff inside of it was delicious, man. It was unbelievable. So I wanted to make sure that folks had a chance to go see Gail. If we had to put it on during the show, that's fine. But I wanted to make sure that somebody who takes the time to not pitch slap or spam me, but to go out there, make an investment to say, "Hey, I see you," and do all the things that we teach in the hounds, you got to give them props, man. That was a class act. Um, and super, super appreciative of Gail. So if we can't
Yeah,
get it up there, I'll just go ahead and post it
I'm
tomorrow.
so struggling to find what you were talking about. I'm looking at the run through link, sir, and I don't
The
what
mailbox power. You're clicking on it right there. Yeah. I put a picture in there too. Yeah, the
hmm.
mailbox link. Well, that's okay. While you play with that, then, I think
I mean
just
you
go
want to
bring the guest.
so it's okay, so wait, just real quick here. Now I'm gonna be like, okay, guys, Sia needs to like work this out in her head and feel good about this. So this is the website. This is her company.
Yes, yes. So she has a business. This is where to go. So that's where if you can copy the link or maybe Raquel and can throw it in the chat. Um, yeah, so go to Gail's profile. Gail Skimp. Oh, I'm so bad with names. It's pitiful. Um, but yeah, go check her out and check out this website. We'll post about it. We'll put it in the comments. Um, she's just amazing, and the products are good. And I love the way she markets herself. She didn't. She was very class act, very fun to talk to. Doing this kind of stuff to for the right people. I mean, she really should teach people how to market. I mean, honestly, she caught my attention, right? Even got through Sia's radar, man. I guarantee you, Sia would like it. So I love the way you do it, so I wanted to make sure anytime I saw somebody doing some good stuff, good practice, I gotta shout them from the rooftops. That's how you're supposed to handle yourself. Um, so thanks for that. Go check her out. If you have a company or you're trying to find appreciation for clients, employees, check her out. She's got great quality stuff, man. And I don't say that because if I say that and it didn't work out good, then I look like somebody who makes stuff up. But this is amazing. The salted caramel stuff. I was like, I was going to give it to the kids, but it was good. So apparently, the business has improved. Thank you, Gail, for improving this business over the last couple decades. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up who is it?
Our beautiful ladies. Should we go Gail first,
Yes,
please?
you want to
And
go
let's
with
go
Gail
ahead.
first?
Let's just bring them both up together for sake of time, so we're not sitting around.
Okay, you got it.
All
There they
right.
are. How are you today?
Yay.
Hello. Hi, guys. Thanks for
Oh my
having us.
goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my pleasure. Y'all
It
got
was my
dressed up.
delight to be with Mick.
What do you mean
Oh
dressed
yeah,
up, Mike? We don't look
I
this
took a
good
bath.
every day.
I took a bath. You all went to the next level though. That's why. So
Mike, I
welcome.
was shocked before I saw you without your hat. I always wondered what is under that hat.
Yeah.
An exposed brain. That's what there's. It's like Men in Black. There's an alien
You're
inside just working the
protecting the
little.
big brain.
You
Keeps
got
it
it.
all together. I have seen him once, Gail, without the hat, and I almost didn't recognize him.
Yeah, Dina Leskowitz, man.
He's got a good head of hair there. I wondered,
Well, not right here, but maybe I'll just lead a build up and maybe do a contest. I don't know. Maybe do a charity event where people get to see my hairline with like full on. But hey, on a serious note, super excited to have you all. Your all stories are just really relatable to almost anybody doing anything, and I love that. I mean, and that's what this show's about: bringing people out here, encouraging people. You know, all day long, man. We're told we can't, shouldn't. We're around people who want to keep us down, keep themselves down, and somebody's got to break that cycle. And you two have lived through that, and now as you're building new businesses and careers, you're expanding new businesses and careers. The two things that are hardest, at least for me and a lot of people that are agreeing with me in the comments and audience, positivity and health. Probably the first thing to go was my health when I decided to go full in. All right. And thank goodness, no exaggeration from the Hounds, right? I met you, right? And also Gail. So that kept me from falling off the deep end. So thank you, ladies, for my personal experience. Um, but it really is because wow. So before we get into all the details, I want to introduce everybody first to Michelina. You go by Mick, right?
That's right. You can call me Mick.
Okay, perfect. And you're a health and lifestyle entrepreneur, all right, author, educator, all right, and you own the wellness franchise of Juice Plus Company, right?
I have a virtual franchise in the company. That's right. For the last 12 years.
12 years. But before
9
that,
years.
25
9
years.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
and
9
25
years.
years in corporate America. Yep.
And not just corporate, with IT, finance, you were
Right.
at IBM, right? You did 9 to
Yes.
5. What happened? What changed?
Yeah, well, it
You
wasn't
sound like you
exactly 9 to 5. I think as most people know who work in corporate America, and I see Sia shaking her head because she and I actually crossed paths in a prior life, which is really interesting. We know a lot of the same people from our former corporate careers. But what happened for me was that, it started to affect my health. The schedule, that corporate schedule, really started to impact my health, which meant it impacted my family. And in my background, many of you know that I lost my dad when I was a little girl. I was 5 years old when my father passed away. And so health has always been something that has been very present for me, just a realization that life is short and we need to make the most of every moment and be as healthy and, just vibrant as we can to enjoy life. So At one point in my career, I started to get really sick. I had a diagnosis that of something called osteopenia, which I think was generated from stress. That's what initiated it. And it really was sort of like the catalyst. It slowed me down so I could speed up. And I started making some changes that led me to where I am today. Yeah, and I'm grateful. It's a lesson in how sometimes when something bad happens, right, you take that situation and you learn from it and you move on and try to turn it around into something positive. So that's what I really try to do every day, is keep inspiring people.
And you do. I mean, you do for me
Yeah.
anyway. And I loved your approach. I loved your approach because, I mean, again, I'm not knocking everybody, but you came at me in a different angle. You came at me with a friendly, hey, curiosity. I think you watched my show. You did something to make me go, hey, this lady actually paid attention, right? Like, imagine that, right? And then when I got to know you, I just got to know who you were, your story, your why. Not everybody has to have a why, right? But it sure as heck helps when you're, starting off and you're starting your own business and you're the face of that business. And I think you just handled that really, really, really well. And
Oh, thanks,
you were
Mike.
listening to what I said, and you gave me advice, and I knew you were serious, right? So I love that. So we'll come back to you because, yeah, I can't get enough of the health advice. I mean, I'll be honest. Like, now I'm starting to become a junkie on this. So that was your input. You and Michael Gale, and then even we got Brian
He's
Sager, all these
great.
people. Oh, dude, all
Yeah,
these
they're
people are just
awesome.
like,
I
because my
love
family ages like milk, not fine wine. I'll be honest. We don't make it when we get to 70, it's bad. We don't look like Gail. I'm just calling it.
I know,
So
it
with your
cracks me
help,
up
I
that
might.
you mentioned healthy, and then in the same breath, you're like, "And we're all junkies." I'm like, "Yep, that's us right there. Good job."
Junkies. Did I say junkies?
You
Oh
did,
man.
totally
I
did.
don't you need a filter on this thing, man. Geez, like Beetlejuice has a live stream. It's unbelievable. So Gail, all right. Gail, you are fun. Your story is too much fun for me. So 40, should I give the exact year? 42. All right.
I know
We
it,
all know.
it ages me. Go ahead.
Hey, you should put that on a t-shirt because like I just told you, when I get 50, woo, it's gonna show. So that's why I got Michelina to help. But yeah, 42 years. All right, educator, uh, thousands of students, right? I mean, you obviously, hopefully, you like kids and people teaching.
Love
Um,
them.
but
Yes.
you love to make your passion was to make a difference in other people's lives, right? Um, and so your first endeavor after teaching, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe after teaching, you wrote a book, a reward-winning book called Affirming Way of Life. All right. So was
Yes.
that when you quit, or was that while you were still teaching?
It wasn't a quit. Um, actually, my husband, thank you, Sia. For 3 years before I retired, my husband kept saying to me, you're going to make out better being retired than working. And I just I couldn't see myself to it because my identity was as a teacher. And couldn't imagine, you know, I couldn't see myself leaving where my identity was. And a year before I retired, luckily, my son, who knew I had this unfulfilled dream to write a book, because books, personal growth books, had made such a difference in my life. And so I had a dream that I would write one too, but I had no idea how to go about it. And actually, getting a coach that my son connected me with, um, then I had a vision. And that's what led me to retire, because I could now see myself as doing something else. And, the exciting thing about writing my book, I mean, again, as my husband said, before I was doing this, I was practicing what I might say. And he said, say that making a difference in people's lives is in your DNA. So,
Yeah.
anyway, you know, the truth is, most of the teachers I know who have retired, they want to socialize and sit back and just kind of relax. And that is not my idea of retirement. It's like I just do have this passion. I feel like I have this X amount of years, not days, years of life, and I just want to use it to use whatever gifts I have to help others. So Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
that's what this new phase has been for me. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
that's
you.
a standing ovation. Oh my goodness. Jesus. So here,
Bravissima.
I work with a lot of retirees, and to your point, most of them they think they planned ahead, but they didn't. And you know what they do for the first 3 months of retiring? They flip the light switch on and off. That's what they do. They have no idea because, like you said, Gail, their
Yeah,
identity was
it's
tied to it.
scary.
It's what they. It is, but boy, kudos to you. I mean, I'm emphasizing this with both you ladies because I want this audience to know, like, you get it. You're not just up here talking and wrote a book and whatever, like y'all live this, and that's why I respect y'all greatly. So, um, let me start with the biggest, question and elephant in the room because not everybody's gonna operate from passion, but boy, this group usually does. Mick, your passion, I mean, that was your why, right? So your why, just recap. It was your dad and your own personal story, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for me, I had a moment where it caused me when I hit that wall in my career, it really got me to think about, what's my purpose? What do I want to accomplish with this lesson that I've just learned? And I want to make an impact. I think that it's a calling for me. It really is. I mean, I had a really strong heart to heart with God and said, what would you like me to do with this lesson, with all these lessons, these challenges that have come up in life? What am I going to do with this? How can I pay it forward and make an impact? And I think we all agree on this, that if we have no health, no wealth, right? Nothing else in the world matters if you're not healthy enough to enjoy your life and to make an impact on other people's lives. So, yeah, I mean, I think it just was a big aha moment for me. And I have absolutely no doubt at this point in my life that I'm exactly where I need to be at the right time, answering the calling that I think is being asked of me. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
well, on that point, what about I'll do it later, right? Because that was me. Well, hey, Mike, you could do this. That'll help you. I'll do it later. Yeah. What do you say to I'll do it later people? Because we have not just excuses, serious entrepreneurs and people that feed their family and they took the leap of faith and risk and things like this, or even a career change. Yeah, it's scary. So
It is
taking
scary.
care of my health, versus me making money. What do you say to I'll do it later or it won't be that long?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You've got to take responsibility for your life and for your health. And what I say is decide once. Decide once. Don't be wishy-washy and put off for tomorrow what you can start doing today. Even if it's something small, making a phone call, researching a specific topic, texting somebody for a question or with support. Whatever it is, just take some small action that's going to move you in the right direction. Join the Hounds. You're going to find lots of support there, right? Whatever it is, but decide once, like decide today that your health matters, that you are a priority, and you can't serve others to your optimal, capability unless you're really taking care of yourself, right? So it's like we said before the show, it's about, put your oxygen mask on first so you can serve the people around you. So,
Yeah.
taking
No.
action, deciding is really important. Just do it.
And here's what and to your credit, you're not just saying this. What impressed me about you is that you said, "Hey, Mike, just take a supplement or eat better or use this thing." And I'm like, "And what else?" And you're like, "Nothing." Because if I put too much on your plate, you're not going to do any of it.
Right.
If you take one tiny habit, just practice that for the next week or two, and then do it again. Right? Like it was so simple, but I mean, people don't come at me like that. They come at me with, "Oh, do all of this, like throw your food out of your refrigerator and start over." Now, come on,
Right.
dude.
Right. Well,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
this is where mindset comes into play, right? Is that it's whatever you're telling yourself. If you're telling yourself it's going to be hard, I'm too busy, right? You're giving yourself all of these sort of excuses or reasons for why something can't be done. But think about the most important things in your life right now, right? For many people, it's their businesses, or how about when you have a doctor's appointment? Is that a priority when you're sick and you have to go to the doctor? I bet that's a priority, right? You make time for that. You move things around so you can be at the doctor's appointment. But what about if you treat your, taking a proactive step for your health, and making that as much of a priority as you do the other things. It really should. You really have to put yourself first.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
let's segue because your business really focuses on the nutrition aspect of health, right?
Yeah.
But that's not you talk about all of the practical and common sense, well, it should be common sense, right?
Right.
Advice to go with that. So let me ask Gail. So someone goes to Mick and they say, "Hey, I want to get healthier. I'm gonna do some things," but then what happens? We get started, and maybe a day or two, we're mad. Like we're not positive. We're anything but positive, or we're just like drudgery, right? So how do you approach changes? Because everybody talks about change like it's some great thing, but most of the time it stinks and it's hard, Gail. So what is your how do you help people that come to you and then just like, oh, I can't do this, like positivity. Like, how do you handle what's the first thing that you encourage people by coaching with
That's
their
a great
mindset?
question, Mike. I think that when someone says I can't do that, the thing that we explore like is, well, what's getting in your way? What's that about that you say you can't do it? And as the person, as my clients, as people talk, they start to hear what they're saying. And one of the things that's part of coaching that I do is reflecting back so they can really hear what they've said. And then we look and say, well, is that always true? So it's helping them to reframe and see their situation, like look at other possibilities with it. And from there, that's where then,
Here's what I found.
oh, my Apple Watch is talking. Anyway,
But it's not his turn.
from there, that's where they start to consider other possibilities and then what we do is we just like look at what are baby steps they can take to do something
Right.
about that.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head. This is why I liked you because I'm like positivity coach. What did you make that up? But no, because here's what it was. You asked me questions that made me stop and focus and think. You didn't tell me what to do. You asked questions, right? You said, "Hey, what about this?" I'm like, "Oh wow." It made me think, and that's why I didn't like coaching for the longest time. I just didn't take it seriously. But now you guys have changed my mind because you're not here to tell me what to do. You're here to show me what's possible and get out of my own head and examine whether something is true or false, or maybe I had inaccurate info, right? Like that's the crux of what you do.
Mike, you know what? I want to add the thing that I love about my training as a coach is that coaching is, first of all, it's based on the belief that every single one of us has all our own answers. So our job as a coach is just to be your thinking partner and help you to uncover your answers. And I just find it so empowering. Yeah, it's not about giving advice. It's not about us being the giver of information. It's about us helping you find your answer and then make a plan.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
On that note, because I love this, I'm gonna kick it to you, Gail, and then I'm gonna put it back to Mick. Because you are like yin and yang. Yeah, y'all PB and J here. I love this because I mean, honestly, if I can put Gail in my pocket and
Nick would
carry
be
her
the
around,
peanut butter. It's
I was,
healthy.
I was going to say, I'll be the peanut butter. Yes.
I knew
it's
it.
a healthy plant protein. Yes.
But you know what? I'll be jam from real fruit, no sugar.
Yes. There you go. We're in business then.
hey, Gail took that whole analogy. She's like, "Am I crunchy or a smooth peanut butter?" Like, oh wow, don't
Definitely
overthink
smooth.
it.
Definitely smooth.
And I like crunchy.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, if you didn't learn anything else, yeah, smooth and crunchy. All right, I'll behave. All right, so I can't remember what I was talking about. Gail, so what advice in general, what would you give somebody that wants to make a change? It could be any change. It could be health, losing weight, being nicer to their family, who knows? But what advice would you give them? But because they're afraid to change, or they're unsure if they can, or they just negative. What would be the first place to start, Gail?
Mike, first, I love that you said because they're afraid to change. I think that any change most of us want to make, we have fear with it. And The thing that comes to me is I would say talk to someone. Like, certainly I'm happy to have that conversation with someone, but open yourself up. I think we're afraid when we're all bottled up and we keep it in our head. But when we're open to talk to someone and start expressing what it is we want, then doors start opening. And that's I would say talk to someone you trust, write in a journal, just start to open up, because when you open up that box that's in you, you'll see that there are infinite possibilities, but we have to be willing to look further, like not just keep it all bottled up.
Let me, so there's some skeptical country people maybe watching this, even though really most of my audience, I think, is like in New York City, very fancy. But we have it all, man. We got it everywhere, all over the place. So there's probably another redneck like me sitting there going positivity, blah blah blah. Actually, what I like to reframe it, practical stuff, real world usage, because you're not talking about just making things up in Pollyanna and just pretending like everything's okay, right? You're talking about putting yourself out there. It's like gravity, right? Gravity works and you use it right, right? So you're talking about concrete steps and realistic thinking is what and that's what I
Yeah.
like about what you're saying. You're saying open up and express what you want. And that you, because if you hold it in, how's anybody going to know? How are you going to find anything? Like, and that's where Mick, I'm going to go to you because
Uh-huh.
that's a great point. You said join the Hounds, go talk to someone,
Right. This
right?
is so
Pick up a
important.
book. Yeah,
Yes.
what do you think?
Yeah, it's so important. So, and I want to call out one of the comments that came in really struck a chord with me. So I want to credit Clayton Crawford. Made it. I don't know if Clayton is still on this in the call with us, but faith is thin as a mustard seed. All right, you've got to have belief in yourself, and remember, we were not created to be alone. We were created to be in community with other people, right? Nobody is successful on their own. We're only successful when we work together. It's no matter what you're doing in life, we all need support. And so if you have an idea for something, you find a community of like-minded individuals who are going to be there to support you, because everybody's afraid when we first start. It's a natural feeling. We're created with that, fear, right? And so in order to overcome it, it's really important to find a community, and don't be afraid to seek out the help, whether it's a coach or it's, a community like the Hounds, which has been wonderful. Find the community, seek it out, because it might be the most important baby step that you take. And I want to go back to something else. There was another comment in here. Sia, maybe you made it, or I'm not sure if it was Rocky, but the small step, it could be a very small step. One of my favorite books is Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you don't have this book or haven't heard, please get the book. It is an amazing, life-changing book. And any good habit or anything you want to, undertake in your life, a positive change, it all starts with those little nuggets, little habits you're practicing just a little bit over time, and then you're increasing. It's so important. And that's really it. You've got to find the people that are going to be there to support you, because again, nobody's going to be successful alone. It doesn't work that way.
And I think, Mick, what I would add to what you're saying is that the exciting thing about when we take baby steps is that one step leads to another, and over time it snowballs into amazing results. It's that small step, one after another. And I so agree with you about James Clear. He is amazing. He really, for developing habits, he's like a go-to.
Yeah, it's again, it's nothing that we haven't heard many times. And you ladies, I know you hear this. How many times have you heard someone say, "You know what? I've had people tell me to do X, Y, and Z, but with you, I'm actually going to do it." I think that's the most rewarding thing as you can be from someone as a coach or a guide. For someone to say, you know what, I've heard people tell me I should do this for years, but I'm going to do it with you. Like you are the person that pushed me to the next level, right? To take that baby step, because so many of us are standing right there by it, and it's sad because just take the baby step, and you're in control of the baby step. So many missed opportunities in life. So let me ask you a question. I'll start with you, Mick. Um, you got millions of these, but just off the top of your head, you know, a client case, right? So you had a client, maybe it was your first one. When did you know? Like, tell us the story about you helped somebody, it impacted you as much as it did them, and you knew this was where you're supposed to be.
Oh gosh. Okay, you're right. There are so many stories, but I mean, I guess it started with my very own because I saw what happened in my own family. That when we made the changes to eliminate some unhealthy foods and practices, that we all became healthier. My son, many years ago now, came off his albuterol inhaler, which is a very important thing for anybody. But he's a college athlete, so the changes that I saw in my own family, even for myself, I haven't had a sick visit and I can't remember how long now. And I was somebody who had so many sinus infections at age 40 that and ear infections, et cetera, that I had an ENT who wanted to take my tonsils out as an adult because I was getting, strep throat and I was getting sick so much. But what I learned from that experience for myself and my family was that just by making the healthy changes, we were avoiding a lot of sick visits. But besides my own story, my own family story, the one that really sticks out for me was way in the beginning of this health and wellness career. I had a beautiful young woman who has lupus. And at the time, she was a candidate for hip surgery because she was having so much pain. And some of you may know that lupus is an autoimmune condition. And what we did together is, change what she was eating in her diet. We introduced the plant concentrates that my company, farms and puts together. And she really started to also practice stress management and do some things. She did not want to go under surgery. So the happy ending here is that over time, not immediately, but over maybe it was a 6-month period of time of doing this, she got to a point where she was comfortable enough that she did not need to undergo the surgery. This should not be an eye-opening, maybe extravagant thing for people to wrap their heads around, because food is medicine. Plants are naturally anti-inflammatory. They are healing, right? So once you incorporate more of that into your body, you're drinking more water, you're hanging around the right people, right? Energy is so important. That's where Gail is so valuable. The positivity, right? Affirming one another. I love that, what she does in her work. All of these things work together, holistically looking at your life and making those positive changes can very well keep you out of the sick care system. I don't call it a healthcare system. It's really not, my friends. It's a sick care system that we have. We want to stay out of it. I
agree with that. Yeah, I mean, and even I'm a believer because, it might not be cool or macho, especially when you're in, tobacco fields in Kentucky. But do I want to be cool and macho, or do I want to be healthy and thriving, man? Like that, when you like, hey, I'd rather look not cool, because to me, like, I'm getting older, and again, back when I was 20, who cares? I care now. I'm 42.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, can I make one more mention of another comment from another guest?
Yes.
Mark Reed. I don't know Mark, but I just want to say, Mark, you've hit the nail on the head. Discipline is so important. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going. Another one of my favorite books actually was introduced to me by my son. Discipline is Destiny. Awesome book by Ryan Holiday. Discipline is the key, right? Staying on track. And the community will help you to be disciplined, to stay disciplined.
Mark Reed's here?
Thank you for that
just let
comment.
Anybody in.
I don't know Mark, but he...
Somebody just let the door open. No, I'm teasing you, Mark. Hey, me and Mark, if we don't tease each other, it's just something's wrong. But yeah, Mark, he's a sharp guy, man. He is fun. I love what you said there. I mean, it's not rocket science. Just ask good questions and think things through. And support system. I mean, every time we turn around, that's what I hear everyone and you ladies and people in the comments. Support system, man. No man or woman's an island. All right, we gotta stop putting up this I can do it myself. No, you can't. Or you shouldn't if you could. All right. So Gail, question to you. Um, what is it that what was that client story and when did you know, oh yeah, that's why I put up with all the crap to be here and be a coach, all the doubt and all the fear. This client, man, that sealed the deal for me. Tell us about it.
Tricky. I think of, as I was listening to Mick talk, I was thinking of so many clients with some common themes. Um, you know, this one client, um, we've been working together for almost a year, and she, she has through our work together, she has been working with creating some affirmations to create a more positive mindset. And I know she created this one, and you talked about, and how does that impact me as a coach? Her affirmation was, I embrace the uncomfortable so that I can grow. And I found it I found it inspiring. I mean, she has embraced so much of the uncomfortable. Speaking, she didn't have a voice with her boss, being able to be vulnerable and authentic with her boss, being able to do that with her husband and ask for what she wants and needs. Um, but it also, it like, this is how we all grow together, because that statement is very much what the experience of being on LinkedIn, sharing what I have to offer and working at building my business. It's about embracing the uncomfortable. And I think all of us in this LinkedIn community, I love the motivating posts every day, because it's like we each support each other in keeping at what we're doing. But I think it just like touches my heart in my work with clients, um, to helping them to like shift to a greater mindset of positivity and gratitude, and seeing how that changes the way they feel about themselves and the possibilities of what they can do.
I love that. And one you said embrace the uncomfortable so I can
Yeah.
grow.
Yeah.
So look, real quick, a little side note. You all know how I feel about a lot of things like affirmations. That
Mhm.
right there, that's what I love. It wasn't affirmations that made me mad. It was the stupid way most people taught it, right? Like that's like I feel that way about marketing and everything else, to be honest. But because that doesn't tell your brain doesn't yell BS when you say that out loud. A lot of things we're being taught is like, oh, whatever. That makes sense. I currently struggle with, right? But I am working toward X. I'm getting better every day, right? I've heard you ladies say it. Mike, you're not going to feel 100% better tomorrow because you took this thing, right? But over time, if you keep doing it and you keep fighting through, you will. And I'm like, yeah. So, oh, and Gail, and I want mixed input. You said it. You said so she could be more vocal or brave with her boss. That would equal more income. Because if you're not brave and you don't know how to talk and you're scared to talk, you're not going to get a raise probably, right? That's the practical advice you give. That's what I'm saying. And then be authentic. Talk to my husband. That could be a divorce prevention method, right? So what you do is so daggone practical, and I want to hit that through because it is this not just some Pollyanna. You do real work, and man, it is useful. All right, I said, "Dadgummit, it's about time, man. Everybody's probably done drank half what they had, waiting for me." All right, so we know. I want to get to the little personal, and then I want people to know because everybody out there is wondering, "Hey, am I a good fit with you as a friend, or as a connection, or someone they can work with, or you know?" But before that, what do you like to do in your free time? Because I don't even know the answer to this question. What do you ladies, Gail, I'll start with you. What do you like to do in your spare time that's not work related? Because you voluntarily took on a second job in retirement, right? So
I
What do you
know.
like to do for
Wacky.
fun?
This is what I took up to balance being on the computer so much and LinkedIn and building my business and coaching. I am a flamenco dancer.
That's awesome.
I was in a
Google.
flamenco dance recital on Friday night.
We need pictures, Gail. We need
Yeah.
pictures.
my
Gail,
husband,
I'm
what?
Googling. I never even heard of.
You know, it's fun. I don't know if honestly, I didn't know a thing about flamenco. I was looking for an art course to get my husband to have a hobby. We live near Princeton, and there's this Princeton Arts Council, and I saw flamenco dance, and I said, I need to get out and do some dancing to get off of the computer, and it's a lot of fun.
It's very, it's very sexy.
Tap shoes. There's a skirt that we swirl. Lots of clapping hand movements.
So yeah.
You have a request.
She can do more physical activity than me right now, which is why I'm all on this health kick at 42 years old. Yeah, man, because I couldn't do it. If you put me on the dance floor right now, I would break to pieces like Mr. Potato Head. It would be really bad. So, it would be awful. It sounds funny. So, Mick, what do you enjoy doing?
That
I mean,
sounds
because you work all
awesome.
the time too.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that's awesome. You'll have to show us some moves, Gail. Now I'm really curious. I'm really curious about
Yeah.
this. I'm more along the lines of Rocky. Rocky says sip, sip. So I love playing in my kitchen. I'm whipping up smoothies. I'm exercising. I'm reading personal development books. I absolutely love reading in my free time. In fact, right now I'm reading some work by Joe Dispenza. I'm reading a book called Supernatural. I don't know if anyone is interested in
it, Mick.
Are you?
Reading
Yeah.
it too, and doing the meditations.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. I love learning about the power of the mind, and the body, the connection between the two. So, and it's really powerful, you guys. Somebody mentioned earlier about being in a state of gratitude. Being in a state of gratitude is one of the highest levels of vibration you can be in. So if you like studying law of attraction, or you're curious about learning more about that, highly recommend, any of the Joe Dispenza stuff. But yeah, reading, exercising, being with family, cooking. I really liked it. I've not tried flamenco though. I might have to add that to the list. And traveling. I love to follow my kids around. Yeah, now that we're back out of COVID, I love traveling and following my kids around and cheering for my son. He plays college basketball. So I'm so, excited about that and what the next year will bring for us. So yes, thanks for asking, Mike. What do you do in your free time? Because I don't know if you have a lot of it.
What do I do?
Yeah, I'm curious about you guys. What do you do?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So if everybody plays nice, or I'll figure something out. But I will take pictures. Y'all will die. Y'all think I'll make this up? I will take pictures and air them next week of what I do. All right. It's kind of like, just go watch Ziggy or go look at a Ziggy comic. It's pretty much like that. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to make you wait. All right. So you got to tune in next Wednesday. All right. I'm getting slick now.
All right.
How about you,
so
what do you do?
Oh, I do all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah. No, actually, what's interesting is that I didn't realize after I left corporate America that I had a creative side to me, and that literally became my business. So what was a hobby is become a business. But what I like to do, it's really go to concerts, listen to music, occasionally strum my guitar, which, by the way, has not happened fairly recently. So don't even ask. It's out of tune. Don't ask.
I'm out of tune.
Oh, I would see that guitar there. It's great to hear you play it.
Well, I strum it, honey. There's a big difference.
Look, Mark Reed. Mark Reed. Yeah. Good old Mark Reed. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go kick his paper door down. You better leave me alone, Mark Reed. All right. So we got, let me ask y'all ladies, because I want to know this. All right. Who can benefit the most from your services? So, because it sounds like dadgum almost everybody, like anybody with a pulse that's over 18 or even under 18 can use it. So who is best? I mean, because I know you can help everybody, but who really goes, man, I'm so glad I found you? Who is that? Mick.
Yeah. So yes, so you're absolutely right. Listen, there's no scenario where better nutrition or better lifestyle habits can't help everybody in the world, right? But what I will say is that the person who's going to benefit the most is the one who is truly ready to make a change. You've got to be ready to make a change and open to receiving the information. You've got to be open to learning and willing to make the change. Having said that, in my experience, for me, it's mostly busy professional women. And I guess maybe because they identify with, that's kind of my background, is coming from that sort of hamster wheel sort of lifestyle. And we're looking for simple solutions to benefit our families. We want our kids to grow up to be healthy and happy, right? So that tends to be the group that I work with the most.
Can I make a comment? Because
Sure.
one of the things that, like, I've never been like a huge veggie eater. Although the older I've gotten, the more I'm kind of like, I can go for a big salad right now.
Yeah.
And I think, and I made this comment in another post.
I have a salad for you.
Exactly. The further away we are from our food source of where we actually produce food, the less healthier we are. Right.
Correct.
And so what you've got there in that tower back there is, I cannot help but think how convenient it is to be like, guys, let's have like a chicken wrap, right? And use lettuce wrap instead, right? So
Yes.
or hey guys, let's do a salad, or blend it up into a smoothie or whatever have you. It's the convenience of it promotes that kind of mentality and that lifestyle, and I just look at that tower in the back, you guys. Like
this is Carla. Carla, by the way.
Amazing.
This is Carla.
That's Carla.
Say hi to Carla.
Hi, Carla. I mean,
Hi, Carla.
She's very shy.
She's beautiful.
She doesn't talk much. But she's quiet now. But in about a minute or two, she'll start watering herself again.
Wow.
And she just like you snippy, and then Carla keeps growing, and that's the beauty of what you're talking about, and just promoting that mentality of like, okay, we can be healthier. It's a small thing to do.
Yeah.
So that back there, that's for eating, not smoking, right? Just want to clarify.
Yes, Mike. Yes, Mike. Would a girl like me promote smoking? I mean, come on.
No, man. Hey, maybe somebody in the South watching this. Like I said, probably not. Usually it's like Uganda, Japan, like everywhere
Listen,
else.
I mean, you
where
can
I'm
grow, whatever you like, but I would recommend lettuces and other beneficial fruits and vegetables.
So
Well,
I
and
was
the other
laughing
thing-
like a maniac on accident, because it wasn't what you were saying. It was because my wife said, "Would you like fish?" I said, "Well, she said, I'm going to fix tilapia." Like I knew what that was, and I'm thinking fish sticks, like out of the bag and baked.
Okay.
And so she throws this thing on there without breading on it, and I'm like, "What is this?" And she's like, "That's your food. You're 42. You need to be healthy." Are you proud of me?
Let's get Stephanie on the show. Yeah, let's get her on the show. Come on.
Oh, we're gonna get Stephanie on the show.
You got to get.
I had Michelina's voice. I had all y'all,
her.
Michael, Gail, all y'all be like, "Eat the tilapia," and I'm just like, "Okay." That's what happened. So I just ate it, and I was happy.
So you know what? By the way, if you don't like that fishy smell, like with tilapia and whatnot, you know what helps that is fresh veggies in the background. It helps us with our oxygen levels as well.
Yeah.
That's the whole beauty of like these plants and stuff. So Mike, it sounds like to me you need that. You need that in your life right there.
Yeah. See,
Sia really gets it, doesn't she?
Yeah, I know. She's got one coming on the way.
I'm telling you, it's going to go in that spot right there. Right there. Like it's my glorified Christmas tree stand. I do want my own Carla. I don't know. I would probably lean a male though.
Yeah. Well, I do have a male. He'll be out on my patio. He's Giovanni. He's not up and running yet, but he will
should be Carlos.
Maybe that would be a little.
Carlos.
Yeah, it could be. Hey. But Giovanni and Carla, they were together on the patio, and I had to split them up because they were getting a little fresh with one another out there. So Carla's inside, Giovanni goes outside.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. Eat it. Don't smoke it. Water. Okay. Gail. Gail's
of course.
So
of course you have to go there.
I know. Look where I'm at. All right. So Gail, I can't even remember what the heck I was talking about. All right. So who, again, positivity. Who I benefit from it, and who thought that would happen? But who is your best? Like people who go, "Oh my gosh, yeah, man, I'm so glad I caught you this time of my life." Who is the best target for you at this point? Who can benefit the most right now?
The people that I serve are women who are in midlife, and I think this is such an interesting thought. Midlife is from 40 to 70 plus. I've been reading some interesting research, and women are living so much longer. We're all living longer now, so midlife is really extended. But really, it's women who are feeling like a little disconnect in their life, feeling like maybe they need a change, they're at a place at work. It could be with relationships. And, it could be having a dream like I did to write a book. I mean, a dream for anything. So those are the kind of women who would benefit the most because they want some support in making their life sing, their heart sing, and fulfilling a dream, just having more satisfaction.
Oh, to that point, you ladies, and I want the audience to hear this. I can already tell you, there's so many people out there. I see it all the time, and they're like, they don't want to be complainers, right? Like, I want to be a good wife or a good, partner or a good this and that. But reaching out to be better and it's not selfish. In fact, you're going to burn out if you do not, if you do not seek help and you don't do better and become your better self. So I want to, because I know you serve a lot of people who are kind of holding things in, and this is why we do this show. This is why we talk about who you are, right? Because they they would love to have some help, but I don't know, I can't afford it, or I ain't got the time, or maybe I'm just being weak, or maybe I should be more grateful, and but deep down there's a fundamental issue, right? And I think that's what I want to make sure people understand. Just have a conversation, because struggling by yourself is just overrated, and it's old school, man. It's got to go. See ya.
Yeah. So if I could add one thing to this, and it's something that hasn't been spoken about, and I swear to God, I've been bugging Raquel to do a dedicated episode for it, is women, particularly as we enter middle age, we are going through a second puberty. And no one talks about this because not only does it affect the person directly, the female, because this, and for those that don't know what second puberty is basically menopause and perimenopause. Perimenopause being the position, the transition before you finally have closed up the baby making shop. All that stuff requires a lot of changes in your body, including hormones, of which things that worked for you before mentally and physically with the diet and all that, that all changes. And so that's why today, ladies, with you, Mick and Gail, it's so imperative to really understand what that means to live in positivity and in health, because when those hormones go changing, everything about you changes and your brain chemistry all changes. And the thing is, couples, the poor men that have to deal and work with and try to understand and be forgiving, all this is tying in. That's why Bobby is joking around, saying, hey, I'm not I'm not quite midlife yet, but understand it's all going to happen. And that's why all that community, talking to your partner, communicating, it's so critical. So I just want to add that, you guys, because
important.
People don't talk about the fact that menopause, it's killed women's careers. They hit a certain plateau, executive leadership, and then somehow, why can't they go further? Well, things happen that's like literally like out of control. And if you're not healthy, not in the right positive mindset, it can screw you up.
Yeah, remember that, Sia, just to piggyback off that, and this is fresh in my mind because I've been reading, as I mentioned earlier, Joe Dispenza's Supernatural. Your thoughts are energy, and that energy is communicating with the cells in your body. So literally, this is the study of, epigenetics and how your environment and your thoughts and all these things, it affects your health. It's a really important piece of your overall, health. So yes, the mindset piece is so critical. It all starts in the mind, and it can all end in the mind too, right?
I want to just add one more thing too. Sia, I think it is so fabulous you brought up what you just said. And it's so interesting. Last week, I was searching on LinkedIn. Actually, I think it was Mick's prodding. And I looked up midlife coaches, and I found this coach. Her name is Alana Kirk in Ireland. and she had just published a book called Midlife Redefined. And I was reading it. I was reading today exactly what you just said in her book. And I think that it is just such a fascinating, important piece of information to the puzzle of us as women, and what's happening to us physically and how it affects us mentally, and then in our actions. So I just love that you brought that up.
I may not
Do
be
you?
biased or anything.
Hey, Gail,
Mike, what do you
I'm
have
glad.
to say
No,
about this?
I don't. That's why I bought popcorn out because I ain't stupid. I was like, wait a minute, did she just take the show to that? Like, what am I gonna do except
Oh
get in
no, stop it!
trouble?
You no. But that's the whole thing. It's something that's not spoken about, and I think, Mike,
Right.
you've offered a wonderful safe space that everyone can participate and enjoy it because, yeah, like it's almost like you're hanging around a teenager. Everyone in the family is affected, right, by the teenagers. So,
That's a
that's
good
where
point.
it's not just isolated to just females. It's
No,
everybody.
and no, I actually, on a serious note that I can relate to is that note that you're talking. Like people change. That's why it's great to buy the book. It's great to research and do Google, but you really need a professional like these ladies to help you get the most out of it quicker because yeah, it's true. You can figure it out yourself, but the time and energy and stress it takes, just invest in a coach, but invest in a
Mm.
positivity person that's been there. I mean, the woman Gail helped kids and people for 42 years. I mean, I'm pretty sure she could probably help you solve that problem a hell of a lot faster than you can, right? The woman's been there. And Mick, her whole testament from her family to herself, and this is where she's put her flag. This is not just a way to make money. This is her passion. This is her expertise. She puts her money where her mouth is, right? So I love it. So here, ladies, in 20 seconds or less, final question. All right. Who wants to go first? Me. No.
Sure.
All right, Mick. All right. So someone's out there. There's somebody that you can relate to, right? They're like you. There's somebody that you could coach for sure. They're scared. They don't know what to do. They're not taking the first step. They're afraid to improve their health. What advice, what tips would you get them to go get out of this, mindset and take a baby step?
Call me.
All right. Just
I
like
will.
this, call me maybe.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
There you go.
No. I mean, the bottom
Right.
line is you if you want
Love it.
something bad enough, ask yourself how badly you want to make the change. How about that? Ask yourself, how badly do I want to change my life? And if the answer is, I really want to make a change, then you pick up the phone or you shoot a text. You might sweat, but that's good, right? Because when you're sweating, it
Right.
means you have taken a step outside of your comfort zone. And that's where the magic happens. It's not going to happen when you're curled up and afraid. It doesn't happen there. So yeah, you've got to make the call. How badly do you want the change?
That's brilliant. I mean, just call me. I'm like, why not think of that? Because you're right. And even if you're not sure, that's okay. You two just don't let anybody hire you. You don't take on any clients. And again, nobody in the Hounds I know of does that. And that's next level. It to tell people no, it's not right. I'm not gonna
Right.
take your money, right? It's not the good fit for now. That's why I love you all, man. That's real talk, right? Hey, like I had a friend of mine. He's like, you can't take my course. Why not? Because you need a computer basics course. I'm not, you need to know how to turn the computer on for you to take my how to use a green screen course, right? And you guys are like it. So Gail, um, what is the advice that you would give someone that you would commonly coach, that someone who could use you, but they're in that place of I don't know if I should or could? What would you say?
I am so with what Mick said. She took the words right out of my mouth, or added them into it.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing. Call me and let's explore together. Let's have a conversation and see what's possible for you. Let's look at what's been getting in the way, and let's look at what's possible. And that's the first step. By having that conversation, you can see what's possible, and the box opens up.
Yeah.
You got it. You two are fantastic, and you're so aligned. Again, I love your stories. I love your attitude. I love your heart and mindset. That's what matters to me. But you are also like top of your game. And that's people say, "What's the Hounds?" It's heart and expertise, man. That's probably the best thing I can come up with on the fly. Absolute champions, one good-hearted yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
My, I cannot. We cannot end this show without affirming the two of you. You know,
Amen.
I,
Amen.
right, Mike. I am so impressed with the way you made a point of talking about how practical and useful our what we are offering is. You just did the most wonderful job of, like spotlighting who we are as people and what and the passion we have and what we have to offer. And Sia, your brilliance always like amazes me. Like the ideas that you share are so amazing, and your generosity of setting things up. I'm so appreciative.
I think they're blushing.
Yeah, oh, I am. She's cool.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm not even sippy. You made me red, so thank you. That's like
But
She's
hey, I
spot
appreciate
on.
it.
She's spot on.
Thank you, ladies. And you make it easy, and that's the whole thing. It's really when we pull our calendars up and we get to see who we have to work with today, we're excited. And that's the message I want people to know. It doesn't have to be judgery. All right. Get around positive people who think a little bit, next level. Uh, find somebody. The Hounds has everybody. We have people that don't have a clue what they're going to do, but they know they want to do something. And then we have people like working on their next $10 million, right? Like everywhere in between. We're all there together. So, ladies, you all are fantastic. If you all in the audience or know somebody going through anything that you've heard them talk about, refer them, introduce them. I mean, again, well, what if they don't like it? Then block them. That's what I would do anyway. That's just my. But yeah, I block everybody. So I'm joking. But seriously, introduce people that you think could be a good fit with them. Check it out. Go talk to them. Leave a comment on their post. These ladies post all the time, and they reciprocate like you wouldn't believe, even though they're busy, right? Like Sia, there's no excuses if Sia does it. Anybody can do it. But go to their comment section on their post tomorrow and engage. Tell them you saw this. Tell them that you appreciate them. Pay attention to people. I'm serious. That's how you step up. All right. So, ladies, you have to come back soon. I had a ball, man, and
Thank
you all
you.
helped me
Thank
get out of
you.
my
So
own head.
much, Mike and
Thank you very
Sia.
much. We really
Yeah.
This was
appreciate you both.
And
fantastic.
Nick, and I'm so happy to have been here with you.
And I'm honored to have been here with all of you as well. And Mike, thanks to you and to Sia and everyone else who's a founding member of the Hounds. I wouldn't have met Gail without you. So I'm really grateful for that. And it's been a blessing to be here with you tonight.
Hey,
It really has.
absolutely. Well, thank you for the blushy blush and the good compliment. But it is nice to hear because it's not always easy, and so we appreciate you appreciating us. All right. So we will see you back soon, ladies. You all have a good day.
Okay. Thank
You
you.
too.
Don't go anywhere. All right. Just go backstage and hang out in the locker room. All right. So, Sia, you gonna bring out any other crazy topics I should engage in, or
no. You
Right.
know what? I apologize. Like apparently this whole thing when I give you a run of show, I should actually follow it. But otherwise, no, it's all good. No, this was really.
I'm
You know what?
joking.
You do give a great safe space for everyone to talk about whatever's on top of mind for them. So kudos to you, my friend. And I don't give you compliments often, and I'm doing it live.
Yeah, that's how I know it's real. But I joke and I jest, but that's what this is about. And gosh, man. And remember, why did I do this or why did I get this started? Because honestly, I couldn't find nothing but just butt heads, man, everywhere. And one day I said, "Is this really what people have to choose from?" Like, it can't be just me walking around going, "Wow, everybody's like really not nice and really made me feel crappy today." So there it was. The Hounds was born. I said, "Well, if I can't find a tribe, I'll just make one. Maybe I'll get a member or two in the year." And look, so hey, if you're out there, we appreciate you. We're going to be doing some new things, making it easy to access the Hounds and get connected with people and grow your network and then your net worth. That's what we're all about. Doing business the happy way. So hit me up with a message. Oh no, don't hit me up with a message. Go to my profile and say something, or go to see his profile or anybody here's profile and go make a comment. When I see people tag me and go to bat, that makes my attention. So go to Sia's profile and say something about the Hounds and me, and we'll notice that. But we do. We seriously, we're here to push you up, lift you guys up, and all boats rise. And I don't have a problem saying it. I want to make a gazillion dollars in my business because without making more money, I can't help more people and have more time to help more people. But I want to do it. I want to do it now the same way I'll do it 20 years from now. I want to be authentic and genuine, and I don't want it to be about the money. I want it to be about the cause and effect and the mission. So that's who we are. Maybe that's, hey, I've been hanging around Raquel. I almost make sense. Hot dang. So without further ado, we'll catch you on the next one. It'll be a super show. We got Josh Tapp. All right. And you say, who's Josh Tapp? Well, you're about to find out, man. This guy, he's one of the guys who has some presence on social, but he's got a big presence like off like 1980s. This guy is the deal, right? So not everybody has to have a lot of followers, to be doing big stuff. So we're gonna be pulling in and talking to Josh, and y'all tune in for that one. So ladies, see ya, all you in the comments. Love y'all. See you on the next one. Round the video. The right video. The outro. Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.